Imagine waking up to a Europe no longer under the American security umbrella. No US troops stationed in Germany. No American nuclear guarantee. No Pentagon logistics backing European missions. Just Europe. On its own. This isn't science fiction. It's a very real question facing European leaders today. What would it actually take for Europe to defend itself without the United States? Let's start with the truth. Europe was never built to be strategically independent. After World War II, NATO bound America to European security, but it also institutionalized dependence. Over the decades, Europe outsourced critical capabilities, nuclear deterrence, long-range airlift, missile defense, and real-time intelligence. France has its own nukes, sure, but they were never meant to protect all of Europe. Germany, the economic heart of the EU, let its army shrink to a symbolic force. And Eastern Europe? They trust American troops far more than any Brussels declaration. So what would it take to break this pattern? First, Europe needs a credible nuclear strategy. France has hinted it could extend its nuclear umbrella to the EU, but there's no shared doctrine, no joint command, no real plan. Second, intelligence. Right now, Europe relies on American satellites and signals intelligence. Building its own independent system would take a decade and cost billions. Third, mobility. The EU doesn't have the capacity to quickly move troops across the continent. America supplies the heavy lift. Without it, rapid response becomes a fantasy. Then there's the industrial base. Europe does have world-class defense companies, Airbus, Dassault, Rheinmetall, but the market is fragmented. Countries protect their own industries. Instead of building one tank, Europe builds 4. Instead of one fighter jet, 3. Strategic autonomy demands consolidation. And that's a political minefield. Let's not forget public opinion. Many Europeans are deeply skeptical of military spending. Others fear that building up EU defense would duplicate NATO, or worse, undermine it. And in parliaments across the continent, national sovereignty still rules. No government wants to hand control of their army to Brussels. Still, there's a roadmap. It starts with shared doctrine, getting EU countries to agree on threats and priorities. Then comes rationalized procurement, joint tenders, shared platforms, a unified command structure, a serious nuclear debate, and finally, political integration that gives democratic legitimacy to the whole project. Will it happen? Maybe. Maybe not. But one thing is certain. America is changing. Its focus is shifting to Asia. Trump's re-election only sharpens the point. Europe can no longer afford to act like Washington's priorities will always align with its own. So the real question isn't, can Europe defend itself? It's, does it want to? Because if Europe doesn't decide now, the decision may soon be made for it. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and visit westernrelations.com for deep political analysis on Europe's role in a shifting global order.